So, good evening, students. Today we have to see one interesting concept, thermal resistance. It is already known that electrical resistance. Electrical resistance is known as it is a property of material which opposes the flow of electrons. Flow of electrons, that is flow of charge carriers. In similar fashion, thermal resistance, when a conductor or when an object is subjected to two temperature different points, at that point there is a flow of heat will occur from lower temperature to higher temperature. This flow of heat opposed by the thermal resistance, one concept, or it is also defined as thermal resistance between any 2 points in a medium or in a insulation is equal to temperature difference between these points divided by heat flowing between them in a unit time. So usually capital S denotes thermal resistance. S equal to temperature difference divided by heat flowing in a unit time. In SI units, the heat flowing in a unit time is measured in watts. The thermal resistance, frame the expression thermal resistance S equal to temperature rise T divided by power dissipated in watts. In SI units, the thermal resistance unit is degree centigrade per watt. It is also expressed in thermal ohms. Like electrical resistance, thermal resistance is directly proportional to length in the direction of heat and inversely proportional to cross-sectional area at right angles to that direction. S is directly proportional to length of heat flow divided by cross-sectional area, that is inversely proportional, which is analogous to electrical resistance. Then we may write S equal to K into L by A, where K is known as proportionality constant, hence it is referred as thermal resistivity. Hence thermal resistivity equal to thermal resistance into cross-sectional area divided by length. Then unit of K becomes, that is thermal ohms into meter square divided by meter. Hence the thermal resistivity unit becomes thermal ohm meter, which is similar to electrical resistance. Let us know thermal resistance of a dielectric for a single core cable. You refer the diagram from the center of the cable, R be the radius of core or conductor, R1 be the inside radius of sheath, it is in meter, K be the thermal resistivity of the insulation or dielectric. Consider 1 meter length of cable. The thermal resistance of small element dx at a thickness of x, then small value of thermal resistance ds for that element which is lying x distance from the center of cable. So it should be equal to k into dx divided by 2 pi x. So this small change of ds varies from r to r1. Hence we have to consider integration limit to get the thermal resistance of dielectric. The dielectric varies from r to r1. Thickness of insulation is there. Hence we have to take the integration limit from r to r1 integration of ds. Hence you take k divided by 2 pi outside, integration from r to r1 1 by x dx. So it may be written as K divided by 2 pi log E R1 by R. When considering heat dissipation in underground cable, the various thermal resistance providing heat dissipation path are in series. Hence, they can add up. Electrical resistances are in series. Consider a cable laid in soil. Let I be the permissible current per conductor, N be the number of conductors, R be the electrical resistance, S be the total thermal resistance, that is sum of thermal resistance of dielectric and soil per meter length. T be the temperature difference between conductor and soil. Neglecting the dielectric and sheath losses, we have power dissipated equal to N into I square into R. So power dissipated is also equal to temperature divided by thermal resistance, because S equal to T by P. From that expression, it is possible to frame out power dissipated equal to temperature rise divided by thermal resistance. It is T by S. Both equations represent power dissipated. Therefore, both equations are equated. Here we are getting the permissible current value. Therefore, permissible current per conductor is given by I equal to under square root of T divided by N into R into S. A simple problem related to above expression. A single core cable is laid in ground. Core diameter is being 30 mm and the dielectric thickness 40 mm. The thermal resistivity of dielectric is 5 thermal ohm meters and thermal resistance between sheath and ground surface is 0.45 thermal ohm meter length of the cable. Neglecting the dielectric losses and sheath losses, estimate the maximum permissible current loading. If the temperature difference between the conductor and ground surface is not to exceed 55 degrees centigrade, the electrical resistance of the cable is 110 micro ohms per meter length. So, thermal resistance of the dielectric cable is denoted by S1. Later on S2 also comes. We can call first one S1 equal to K divided by 2 pi log E R1 divided by R. So K is given, K value is given 5. R diameter is given, diameter of conductor 30 is given, or core you can calculate D by 2 15 mm. Then R1 equal to from the center point 15 mm, you are knowing radius, then thickness of insulation it is given 40 mm, so it becomes 55 mm. Then you calculate S1, you are going to get around 1.03 thermal ohms per meter length. Then thermal resistance of soil, we have to take account of that also. You can call S2, that value is given in problem directly 0.45 thermal ohms per meter length. Hence total thermal resistance equal to S1 plus S2, that is known as S. So it becomes 1.48. Then you go to the current expression, permissible current value I should be equal to under square root of T divided by N into R S, where R is the resistance value S is thermal resistance value, N is number of conductors. Okay, so you write down data one side, therefore you calculate the current. It becomes 581 ampere. Thank you to one and all.